you're not interested, there's nothing I can do. Okay? Yeah. I'm telling you that historically, the Byzantines, the Romans, and the Persians, and the North African tribes, and the government in Spain was defeated militarily. Muslim armies went there and they defeated them. Okay, they took all this territory by force. There is no doubt, unashamedly. These are historic facts.
There are some Muslims amongst us these days who want to go around and say, "Oh, Islam was never spread by the sword." That's a blatant lie. It was spread many times by the sword. The Sharia was spread by the sword. The implementation of Sharia was spread by the sword.
Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep.
You can never have a better bargain ever than this. Allah has purchased of the believers their souls and their lives, their properties for the price. In other words, this is the price, this is the trade, this is the exchange. For the price that there shall be paradise. Who are these people? They fight in His cause. They kill others, the enemies who fight Islam. And they themselves are killed as martyrs. This attitude of preferring an honorable death to an ordinary death was the root cause of all the glories of the early Islam. Those fearless companions, those strong warriors, those strong commandos, those who loved Allah Ta'ala, who loved Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. They spread Islam to the shores of the Atlantic and borders of China in less than 1 century. They led the most impressive military campaigns in history. But what was their incentive? What was their reason? Why? Was it for worldly benefit? No. Was it for worldly gain? Worldly material? No. Was it to be called a warrior, a hero? No. It was for no other than the search for martyrdom, the search for martyrdom, the search for shahada, the most honorable death for a believer.
أن الإنسان لا يخجل من دينه. أظهر دينك. نعم هذا ديني، نعم. الذي لا يرضى أن يعبد الله تبارك وتعالى فإنه يستعبد أو يدفع الجزية أو يدخل في الإسلام أو يقاتل.
But I do want sincere Muslims who are watching to consider what they've been taught were the reasons for why Islam spread so rapidly. This is important because many of us grow up thinking, well, if over 1 billion people believe in this religion, who am I to question it? So let's put the world's large Muslim population into perspective. Today, we see some of Islam's critics claiming that Islam spread by the sword. At the same time, most Muslims and Islamic apologists suggest instead that all wars fought by the expanding Islamic empire were defensive in nature, and that Islam spread because it appealed to the hearts and minds of the conquered and liberated nations. Perusing history, we find a more nuanced narrative. Islam's spread cannot be attributed to the world at large being forced at the sharp edge of a sword one by one. That didn't happen. But we do know that Muslim armies had successively taken over more and more territory of the then known world for the simple sake of expansion. Yes, even in the time of the Khulafa Rashidin, as Sunni and Ahmadi Muslims would refer to the first 4 caliphs of Islam, The new state apparatus would then favor Islam over other religions. These other religions were, for the most part, allowed to coexist, sure, albeit under very specific provisions.
Now, whatever is the case about the time of the Prophet, there is simply no denying that the Khulafa al-Rashidun and the Umayyads engaged in offensive conquest of other lands. The Sassanid Empire did not pose any immediate threat. They were not attacking the Muslims at all. In fact, as we will study, when the Muslims attacked the Sassanid Empire, Rustum said, "What are you guys doing here? Why are you attacking us? I mean, we're not bothering you. What are you doing over here?" Remember, that was the famous, we'll get to that conversation today and next time as well. And the Romans as well couldn't care less about the Arabs. Remember, we said this from the very beginning. Both the Romans and the Persians, or I should say the Byzantine Empire and the Sassanid Empire, that's the more precise term, they were minding their own business, fighting each other. And they were not fighting the Arabs at the time because they didn't see any strategic advantage in controlling the Arabs. The Arabs were not a civilization that offered anything to them, and they didn't care about oil back then, right? Unlike now. So there was no reason for them to invade. If they had wanted to invade, there could have been no stopping them before the coming of Islam. But there was no reason for them. Now that Islam has conquered and is solidified, there was still no immediate reason for them to invade. There's no threat at all. And yet Abu Bakr as-Siddiq sent armies of tens of thousands of people. And Umar ibn al-Khattab followed suit. And the same goes when Umar ibn al-Khattab sent Amr ibn al-As into Egypt. Egypt was not sending any army into Arabia. And Amr ibn al-As with 4,000 people said, "Give me 4,000 people, I will give you Alexandria," which was the capital of that region. I'll give you Alexandria. Why? What was Alexandria doing to the Muslims? Nothing. So the claim that, oh, all of this is a defensive battle, frankly, it's not proven by anything. And it goes against common sense. Why would you send tens of thousands of people when there's no threat at all? And the fact of the matter, therefore, there is simply no denying this. And the same goes, by the way, even for our lands of India, of Sindh, Makran, and they established